From Washington, this is VOA News. Russian President Putin calls for postponement of Ukraine's secession vote. Hundreds feared dead in new Nigerian militant attack. I'm Ray Kouguell reporting from Washington. Russia's President Vladimir Putin is calling on pro-Moscow separatists in eastern Ukraine to postpone a secession vote set for this Sunday. Speaking at the Kremlin, Mr. Putin also suggested publicly for the first time Wednesday that Ukraine's May 25th presidential election is now, in his words, a move in the right direction. The surprise comments came during a meeting between the president and the visiting head of the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe. Mr. Putin also said Russian military units massed along the Ukraine border have pulled back from their forward positions. However, the White House, the Pentagon, and NATO all say no immediate signs of withdrawal have been detected. Hundreds of people are feared dead after militants attacked a town in northeastern Nigeria, setting fire to homes and businesses and shooting residents as they tried to escape. Local officials say a suspected Boko Haram militant stormed the remote town of Gamboro Ngala along the border with Cameroon. The U.S. military is providing details about a team of experts on its way to Nigeria to help with the search for 276 schoolgirls kidnapped by Boko Haram. Pentagon spokesman Colonel Steve Warren says the team will arrive in a couple of days.
Their mission there is to simply assess and advise. These personnel will be experts in areas to include communications, logistics, intelligence, all of the functionalities that we believe will be helpful.
Colonel Warren says the United States is not considering a military operation to rescue the kidnapped girls. Nigeria says Britain has also agreed to assist with the search. South Africans cast ballots Wednesday in the first nationwide elections to include voters born after the end of apartheid in 1994. Analysts are predicting the ruling African National Congress will capture more than 60% of the popular vote. That would pave the way for Parliament to elect President Jacob Zuma to a second 5-year term. Thailand's constitutional court ruled that country's caretaker prime minister and some of her cabinet must step down for abuse of power. VOA Steve Herman has details.
The Constitutional Court ruled Ms. Yingluck Shinawat and members of her cabinet abused their authority when they transferred a National Security Council official, which paved the way for her relative to become the national police chief. Presiding Judge Charun Intachan read the final part of the lengthy verdict which removed the prime minister. The judge says that in accordance with the Constitution, the premiership is now declared vacant. He adds that all 9 surviving members of the cabinet, when the unlawful personnel transfer was made in 2011, must also step down. Steve Herman, VOA News, Bangkok.
Thailand's Commerce Minister was appointed as the acting prime minister. Hundreds of Syrian rebels began withdrawal from parts of the besieged city of Homs under a ceasefire deal which hands back control to the government less than a month before Syria's presidential elections. Rebels also agreed to ease their siege and allow aid into 2 Shiite-majority towns in northern Syria, as well as release some captives. Vietnam says Chinese ships repeatedly rammed and used water cannon against Hanoi's patrol vessels in the South China Sea, where Beijing has placed an oil rig in disputed waters. Officials of Vietnam's Maritime Police and Coast Guard say several Vietnamese sailors were injured and several ships damaged in the clashes, which occurred multiple times over the past several days. The World Health Organization is warning air pollution is putting the health of millions of people at risk. Lisa Schlein explains.
Data from a survey of 1,600 cities across 91 countries reveal people living in these cities are breathing in dirty air. The World Health Organization says this puts millions at risk of serious long-term health problems. WHO Public Health and Environment Director Maria Nera calls this a major public health issue.
The situation we have in front of us tells us that globally, unfortunately, the situation on air pollution is deteriorating.
The World Health Organization estimates 3.7 million people under age 60 died prematurely from outdoor air pollution in 2012. Lisa Schlein for VOA News, Geneva.
I'm Ray Kouguell, VOA News. More at voanews.com.